Have you figured out your niche? Are you helping adding value to other people's lives? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Munira's Musings with your host, co-author of Conversations with Top Real Estate Investors Volume 3, Munira Zahabi.
Greetings from Chicagoland. This is Munira, the CEO and founder of Kismet Ventures. I am the niche navigator, and I am on a mission and to find people who are adding value to others by enhancing their lives. Today, my guest is Rashida Gaye.
Yes.
Is that how you say it?
Yes.
I should have asked you before. But hi, Rashida. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am good. Thank you so much for being on my show. I'm honored and humbled. I do these shows because I realized at one point that there's so many coaches out there who are trying to promote their business, but are not being able to because people don't know about them. Mm-hmm. And they have tunnel vision where they only find that particular person that they're looking for. So I said, I'm just going to go and enhance their lives for them. And that's what I do. So I do this because of you, and this is your show. So where I ask the same question to all my people on Munira's Musings. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yes, so I am chatting with you from the Seattle, Washington area. I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, though. I've lived all over the East Coast and the South, and we moved out here about 5 years ago. And what I do is I am a hypnotherapist as well as a coach. Before I started my business, my background was in sales. So I was a sales rep for like 8 years and had a really successful sales career, sold like over $2 million in programs as a yearbook sales rep. So I worked with high schools and colleges and middle schools and helped the students develop yearbook programs, market and sell their programs, start to look at their program as a product, because a lot of the kids didn't even see it as a product, but they had to sell something of value to people who wanted it, and then that they would have to make a profit that they could then use to fund, their yearbook goals. So I did that for like 8 years and did really well in the company, and like won an award for one of the top salespeople in the company 1 year. And my reward for that was a fake gold watch. And
a fake gold watch.
A gold watch for earning a company $2 million. But it was the best thing that happened to me because it woke me up. I was, what I realized from that experience was that if I could make somebody else millions, I could make myself millions, and that I didn't always truly see my value and worth. And so it sort of led me, and I had been doing a lot of, I had done therapy and counseling for a very long time because I had come from a very dysfunctional background as a kid. And so I knew that there was a lot of healing work I had to do just to get to a good level of self-esteem and self-worth.
Uh-oh, we are frozen. Rashida, are you there?
Should I start?
Yeah, just go. So you got a gold watch, and that was an awakening for you.
Yes, it was an awakening to the fact that I deserve to make more money and that I deserve to have a life where I had more time with my kids and my husband and more freedom. And I didn't want that sort of, very frantic, hurry, busy life. I didn't want it anymore.
And that's awesome. And what's funny to me is that companies give you a watch for accolades, right? Maybe it's their way of saying that thank you for the time and thank you for the millions that you've made us.
I want a bonus check. You could have given me a nice bonus check. I can't really, what can I do with that watch? And I don't even wear watches. So maybe they should at least ask people, what is it that you actually want?
No, but they do that. And I noticed that even when I remember my uncle retiring, and then he got this watch, and it was in a nice package. I was very young at that time. And he was like, oh, they gave me this watch. They felt it was such a great, prestigious thing.
Right.
But so that was your awakening. Did you just give up your job? Did you resign?
No, happened was, it's funny because we always have those moments, you know. I feel like the inner guidance and wisdom that was always talking to us was telling me it's time for something bigger and better, but I was afraid. So I then went into another job, another sales job, and still, you know, the same situation happened because it was time for me to do something bigger and better, but I was afraid to take that jump. And so the same thing happened. I was working a really stressful job. I was stressed out. I felt almost like I was having a mental breakdown because there was so much on my plate every day. And it came to a point where I decided to I started a meditation practice because I was looking for just more inner peace and more balance in my life and feeling more grounded. And in my meditation practice is where I started to really, I feel like, be led and guided to developing the courage and releasing the fear around like my true purpose, my calling, the work that I'm on the planet to do. So it was a journey, but the journey led me to entrepreneurship and coaching and hypnotherapy and such.
So how did you get into hypnotherapy?
Yeah, I've always...
And one more question. What is hypnotherapy?
Yeah. So I've always been the sort of person that understood that our minds are super powerful. I've always been interested in any sort of work, whether it was around psychology, around positive thinking, around, you know, developing a powerful mindset. That was always something I was always interested in. And as I began learning more about the power of the brain and neuroplasticity and the mind and the subconscious mind, what I began to understand is that, you know, our subconscious minds have been programmed since we were little children to create the life, the business, the income, the relationships, everything we're creating. And so then I realized, well, hypnosis is really about reprogramming your mind to create a different reality. And then I started studying law of attraction and Abraham Hicks and all these different teachers and realized that the key to true transformation is by reprogramming and rewiring the mind and the brain. And so then that led me to looking for a hypnotherapy certification program, which also included life coaching. So then I thought I can pair, you know, life coaching with helping people transform their minds, because all transformation happens in the mind first. It has happened there first. Your thoughts create your feelings, create your actions. So then I literally did this program, got the certification. And what's crazy is I started working with other coaches that also believed in the power of the mind and the subconscious and were multimillionaires, and literally taught me that they did it through the power of their minds. They did it by daily mindset work. They did it by meditation, hypnosis, just reprogramming and rewiring themselves. And so then I decided to build programs and offers to help people. And it's crazy how fast my business grew, how I attract clients now. I don't really have to go look for people or go do traditional marketing. I literally create the things that I desire with the power of my mind and my energy.
That's awesome. So if you want to share a few secrets, how does one do that? And I know everybody requires a coach, but somebody out there may not think they need a coach, you know, because of circumstances or whatever. But what is it that one or two things that you can share about for them that they think that this is powerful and they should come to you and learn these things?
Everybody needs a coach. First of all, I've had many coaches because a lot of the times we don't see how our thinking is creating what's happening in our businesses and in our lives. And a really good coach is going to help you do the deep internal work to figure out how your limiting beliefs about yourself and about what's possible, as well as how your own sense of self-worth and value is either helping you achieve your goals or actually blocking you from achieving your goals. Everything that you need to create success is already inside of you, but you have to work through blocks, limiting beliefs, issues that are getting in the way of you attracting the things that you want in an easier way. So not only that, the one thing I learned from coaches that I think a lot of, if you've never created a large amount of money, if you've never, like I come from poverty, right? So I come from where money was always in short supply, where my parents lived paycheck to paycheck. I never got to see people that were thriving financially. So what my coaches taught me, and why I think coaching is really important for entrepreneurs, is they taught me about the energy of money. about how to create money with your sense of improved self-worth and value, with a really positive mindset, with your thoughts about money, with your feelings about money, and that money is an unlimited resource, and there are people all over the planet who will give you money if you're able to help them and you believe you can help them. And so these multimillionaire women that came from zero, that started their businesses with zero, and at many times were experienced bankruptcy or not having a positive cash flow, came from nothing and created millions, taught me, really about the power and the energy of money and my own sense of self-worth and value and the law of attraction and energy and how I have everything that I need to create that. And so I needed that help. And I think a lot of us who are not achieving success in our businesses, if you think you can do it alone, you would be doing it. It would be happening. So people who already done what you want to do, mentors and coaches, they know exactly what is required to achieve success. So I'm all about, I always have a coach. I literally have a level quicker. Like I literally created 6 figures in the first year of my business because I've always worked with coaches, right? I've always been, I want to get to the next level, and I know there's some more work that I need to do inside of me to get to the next level, and I can't do it by myself.
No, and that's awesome. So you said everybody needs a coach.
Yeah.
But many people think I used to think that I don't need a coach. I can do it by myself, right? I used to be one of that person until I realized that was a wrong mindset.
Yeah.
How does one overcome this mindset? I mean, what would you say to a person who has this mindset?
I would say that what's going to happen is for you to create a different experience in your business, you have to understand that your thinking, how you think right now, is creating what the results are in your business. So if you want to create something different, this is how you create anything different in life. I don't care what it is you want. You have to first think differently about it. You have to then feel differently about it, and you have to act differently. If you're thinking, feeling, and acting the ways you always have, nothing's going to shift. Nothing's going to change. And so there are people who are making more money than you, who have achieved more success in their businesses, that think, feel, and act differently than you do. So just even being in their energy, being in their presence, them listening to you, them seeing how either your limiting thoughts and feelings and actions, they can help you tweak those 3 areas, whether it's strategy, whether it's your mindset, whether it's your sense of self-worth and value, your confidence. They can help you tweak those 3 areas so that you can then shift. And once you shift, then you start to attract different results. Does that make sense?
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I mean, I've gone through it, because I had a coach that said, no, like you said, think, act, and feel, because it has to come like that. And the whole thing about anything is initiation. You have to want it, right? You have to want it.
Desire.
And once you want it is when you start planning it. Right? So, and planning, and then initiating, and then implementing, right? That's the first 3 things.
Planning for me, though, I have a different sort of mindset around planning. People always say to me, well, did you plan out this whole thing? Did you have this business plan? I've never had a business plan. So what my belief is that the desire that anybody has to have a successful business and to help people, like this is why you started a business, that desire is in you for a reason, and that all the guidance, all the strategy, all the plan is literally will be fed to you through divine wisdom, inspiration, guidance, and you have to act based upon divine inspiration, guidance. If you're acting based upon what your ego is saying to you, then you're going to be sort of spinning your wheels and wasting time and putting energy in actions that are not the right actions. So it's important to be connected to whatever you call your divine source, spirit, God, universe, creator, whatever you call the energy that lives in you. It's important for you to be connected to it, because it's going to literally tell you, go left, talk to that person, speak at this event, offer this, sell this. So I don't do anything unless I feel I'm inspired to do it, because I know inspired action is going to get me quicker results than, well, everybody else is doing that, and that's what I'm supposed to do, but I don't really want to do that. So that's where I was when I first started my business was, well, this is a strategy for building an online business I've been taught. So I got to do all these things, but those things weren't always yielding me results. As soon as I sort of got more connected and started to listen in the inside, that inner voice, we all hear the inner guidance, and jump whenever it says do that, then my results started to come quicker and easier, and business got easier for me. So.
Okay. No, I understand. I understand completely. So, I mean, you're one of those very few people who don't have a plan. But what I'm saying is that you have to think about what is it that you want, right? The first thing is, if you initiate that and then plan, okay, I want to do this. This is how I'm going to do that. I'm not asking for a business plan or anything, but plan in the sense that, okay, in the next 3 months, I should be doing this because this is what I want.
I don't should. I don't believe in that word. I don't believe in that word. I believe desire is a feeling. So desire is not a thought. So I'll give you a good example. So I have a mastermind going on right now, and we're going on retreat. We're going to retreat in Arizona next month. So desire is a feeling. So I had this feeling of, I love to travel. I love to do healing work and strategy work and business work with women. I love Arizona. The inspired feeling was I should do a retreat in Arizona. Didn't know how I was going to do it. Asked the question, how do I do this? And then started to receive the guidance around it, and then just took the steps to make it happen. So I don't really believe in shoulds. I believe that action has to be from a passionate, inspired place, not in the next 3 months, I got to do all these different things to make this dream a reality. It's, what do I feel compelled to do? What do I feel inspired to do? Do I want to talk today? Do I want to share something? Do I want to create content? And if I don't do anything that I should do.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay.
I do that.
You get the inspiration divinely. Okay.
Divine codes, I call them, or people call them.
My father would have said, in that time, fax was a big thing. And if he had this inspiring idea, he goes, I received a fax this morning.
There you go.
Like,
exactly.
It's like I have a fax machine. He goes, I got one. It's right here.
That's right. And I think your mind and your brain is the connection to the divine. And I think in your heart too. You ever have this desire, I just want to go do that. And it just feels really good. It doesn't feel like obligation. It feels like, I can't wait. That's when I jump. And if I don't feel that, I don't jump.
And you'd be proud of me, because when I got this divine inspiration, all of a sudden I talked to 2 people and they were like, it's not working. And I said, so why don't you, how much are you worth? I asked one person that. And she's like, I don't know. I don't think I'm worth much. And I said, oh, well, let's find out how much worth you are. And she goes, why? I said, let me just interview you. And that was one of my very first interviews. And I understood the fact that, hey, I can do this. So I love people. I love meeting people. And I'm not looking for coaches only. I'm looking for anybody who is inspiring anybody out there. Why not just find a person and talk to them? I talk to people all the time. Might as well just put it on a recording and upload it as a thing. I now have over 100, interviews, which is just amazing.
That's amazing.
All these people are inspiring me in ways that I don't even know.
That's amazing. Yeah. And you were inspired to do that. And that's why you enjoy doing it, right? I only do what I love. I only do what makes me feel great. I don't believe in should. I don't believe in that word.
Well, let me just take that and start doing that. I say, I shouldn't do that. I am going to do that. And
that's right. Or I love doing that. Or I love talking to people. Feel the energy of that in your body versus, oh, I should do this.
At one point, like you, I was in the corporate world, and I was given, the last job I held was a desk job. And I felt sick. I didn't want to go to work because I just didn't want to go to work.
Right.
If they told me to go to a field trip, and meet a client and do things there, and I was like, okay, when are we moving? I can book my own ticket. I don't need a travel agent. I can do this myself. And they were like, you don't like sitting next to a desk. And I'm like, no, I like people. Don't put me next. I am not a data crunching person.
No, I'm too creative to do the same thing every day. I'm way too creative. And I love freedom, and I love setting my own schedule. And I love, if I don't want to work today, I don't work today. Like, I have to have that in my life. Freedom is my number one value. Yeah.
And I think we are kind of cut off from the same cloth, because I don't like being told what to do. So if I don't feel like
it should.
I'm like that.
You should do this because your boss told you to, not because you felt passionate and inspired about it, right?
Well, you know what? You just taught us a lot of things. Thank you so much for the inspiration and for coming on my show. I am very honored, and I am very thankful that you're here.
Thank you so much for having me.
And so for those people who are watching, we'll have Rashida's information on the website, so you can connect with her at any time if you need some hypnotherapy, and she's going to teach you not to shoot, but just love the effect of making it happen. And you just take the step, right? That's what you're saying. Just take the step, because
you got to believe, without doubt, without worry, without anxiety, that everything that I want to create is unfolding perfectly for me. It's unfolding.
There you go. So you have her last words. For people who are watching, please share, like, and subscribe to our channel. And thank you so much again, Rashida, for your time. And I appreciate all of you. And if you want to be on my show on Munira's Musings, go ahead and PM me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Munira's Musings with your host, Munira Zahabi. If you enjoyed our show, please share and subscribe to this channel. And for more content, please join our Facebook group called Navigate to Your Niche.